better off. I'm gonna find my way tonight. Way tonight.
Hi guys, James Anthony here from Lifehack Reviews, and today I'm doing a double whammy. This is first of all a review of this product, Plaster Repair Ready Mix by Polycell, lightweight anti-slump formula for repairing damaged plaster. And guess what I have behind me? I have damaged plaster. I have never plastered a wall in my entire life, so we're also going to be giving you a tutorial on how to plaster a wall for the very first time. If you've never done it before in your life like me, then then this is the video for you to watch. Hopefully I can help you out a little bit. Let me talk you through this. So here we have a wall that we had water damage last year, sorry. So a whole year ago we had water damage. It came in from the top. I'll show you a little pan up to the ceiling in just a moment. And the whole roof, the part of the coving got damaged, and then all of the plaster here, water was dripping through the light as well, all the way down. So what I've done so far is stripped away as much of the plaster that's flaky as possible, and I've used some of these tools like this just to scrape away and really get back to the brick. Well, it's not brick, whatever that is, but to get back as far as possible. And the plaster here, it's probably another layer of plaster down here, but it feels like brick of some kind. But here we go, this is smooth plaster. So I've got to the point where I believe I don't need to remove that. I've only removed the parts which are really damaged. Like here we can see it just crumbling off a little bit. Oof, like that, you see. So I don't want to go too much more than that because I don't believe it needs to go all the way back. I might be wrong, however. And if you're a professional out there watching this, please don't look at this too badly. So essentially, I'm scraping away everything that I feel will just fall off, anything that's kind of bubbled. So I think I'm just going to keep going with this and show you the finished results before I start. But here's the plan. The plan is quite simply to get rid of every little bit that I can before I then put PVA glue on. So that's this stuff right here. From Wix PVA glue. I'm just going to put that into a bucket, get it on a roller, and I'm going to roll it on the wall. Then my plan is let it dry, and then I'm going to get this stuff, hopefully just give it a little stir. Then I'm going to use a trowel, and I'm going to use a trowel, I'm not sure what the exact word is for this, but these are the tools I'm going to use. So I bought myself one of these, 10 quid from Wix in the UK, and feels quite cool. Then this is your handy little trowel. Dead cheap, ready to go. I'm going to become a professional in no time at all. So, like I say, I did post this on Facebook earlier today asking for some advice. I put down my steps, and most people said, yeah, that's pretty good, but it's not a do-it-yourself kind of job, this. This is more for a pro. So let's see if this stuff makes my life just that little bit easier. I'll be honest with you, the idea of mixing in all, real plaster in a bucket, using a massive mixing electric jumbo jambles, you know what I mean, then it didn't really appeal to me. So I decided when I was in Home Bargains, or was it Home Bargains or Wilko? Sorry, Wilko in the UK. And I saw this, it's double the price of what you pay for a normal plaster mix, and I bought two of them, so £13 each for these. But just the idea of what it said, then I looked on Amazon, and the reviews were generally very, very good as well. My only worry is, can this one tub complete a whole wall like this, or will I need more? I have bought two just in case. So let's give you a little quick view of the whole wall. So I'm just going to pan it up while holding it here like this. So that's the ceiling up there. I've got to paint the coving at the very top, but it's quite a bit deeper at the very top part, quite a bit deeper up there. I've got to turn off the electricity to the light, make sure, and test that there's no electricity going to that light. I think, and then after that, preparation. I've taken a lot of time with preparation. So I have bought a dust sheet with plastic on it. I have duct taped that to the edge of the wall as well, so nothing can get behind it onto my carpet. Then I'm going to start scraping away, like I said, at this now. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Everything though is health and safety. Like I say, I've got this here, and what I have, where is it? Right here. I found this very useful. Electricity detector. So one of the most important parts, of course, is safety, and the light that's here, I want to make sure that it's turned off at the main junction switch box. So I'm going to use this little handy detector first of all, because I am no electrician, but with the switch turned on, there is electricity going to it. So I'm certainly not going to go anywhere near that. However, then if I turn off the light switch, there is no electricity going to it, but again, that's not good enough for me. I don't listen to anything I say about electrics. I'm going to shut mine off at the mains with the main switch, again test and be absolutely sure. Okay, a bit more preparation than I thought. So what I've had to do is remove the light. I've had to go in further back, chipping away until literally no more chips away, either here or this. And I've unveiled the light fitting, can't find any more of these lights. So now I'm going to polyfill in all of that, which is the only way I can think of doing it. Polyfill it in and then wait for that to dry, then PVA the wall. Here we go with a PVA mix. So simply poured some PVA in, mixed it with water, got it to a consistency where it seemed like paint, not too watery. Hope that's right. They say 3 amounts of water to 1 part PVA. But I just kind of did a bit more PVA, I think, than that. Okay, now for a little PVA time. So we've got the PVA in the bucket. I've got my roller like this. Probably would be better to have a proper paint bucket, you know, one that you can roll and squeeze it all out, but I'm just going to go for it. Let's see how it starts. Okay, that's the PVA. You can feel it dripping back at me, so I know it's going on. I mean, I did say this is a do-it-yourself job. That's very much what it is. Don't worry, I'm not going to give up this opportunity. Okay, all done. Okay, I've been using a brush now. I'm not sure if you can see this well enough, but I'm getting a good amount on the paintbrush and going into all the holes, all the areas where it doesn't feel like sticking, a bit powdery. So I'll be going down all the edges as well. So I've done most of them here, but just trying to catch up on the last few ones I might have missed. But generally, all the edges where the plasterboard is, that's where I've been going down. And making sure it gets to a point where everything that the plasterboard is going to go onto is going onto the adhesive. So there we go, I've kind of filled it all in. First I did it with a brush, a roller, and now we're almost good to go. So now while the PVA dries, I'm going to go for a pint. Okay, the PVA is now dry and I think it's ready to go. I hope it's ready to go, the wall. So let's open up the plaster repair for the very first time. Just cracking it open right here. That is what we have. Now I have, again, no idea whatsoever how to use this. So let's look at the instructions. Okay. So before use, ensure surface is sound and free of loose material. Touch in nails and screws heads with a suitable primer. Okay, so I've done the PVA. Stir to a smooth consistency. Apply with a filling tool, a filling knife, trowel or float with random sweeping strokes. Gently smooth off with a clean wet tool. Wet tool, okay. Cleaning and wetting between strokes, alternatively use a... Okay, so I need water in a bucket. That's what I'm going to go and get. I think we're ready to go. Here we have the mixture. I've stirred it up for about 20-30 seconds. Doesn't seem to get any different. It stays the same texture that it comes in. Doesn't feel too watery because there's no water in there. And also I brought a bucket of water. So the bucket of water is down here as well. And that's just to kind of like give it some liquid in between sort of applications from what I can tell. So let's get going. I'm going to start at the very top. I'm just going to leave the video running and do the best I can. Okay, so I need to keep kind of dipping into the water, dipping into this, This is going to be fun. Tools in hand, let's get going. I hope we're going to do this quick as well before it goes dark outside. Right. So, let's take the magic wand out. That's a bit useless for now. I need something to put this on. I have nothing. I'm going to put it onto the lid. Okay, dokie. So, starting at the very top, which is the worst place to start, but let's just get going. I'm going to dip this in. I'm going to put it onto here, like this. I can't believe I'm actually trying to do a tutorial on this, and I've never actually done this before in my entire life. However, you've got to learn somewhere, and this is how I'm learning. With instant, easy application, ready mix. Now, I've done that like that, I've done that like that, I'm ready to start applying it, and I'm going to remove that from the top of the ladder so it doesn't fall. There we go. Right, maybe I'll just get a little bit more on. Okie dokie. I don't want to keep going back up and down too many times. And get ready for the very first time ever applicating plaster to a wall. Well, not really plaster, but of course I'm being very careful. I'm secure and safe. Getting a good amount of this on here. And applying it and dropping some on the floor. Okay, first time I've ever done this, so again, bear with me. Okay, felt quite good. Okay, so far, not say that was good. Well, feeling, I mean, got more. Right. Applying water between strokes. I have no water on this at all at the moment. And I'm just trying to get some into the top because that seems to be the hardest part at the moment. Getting some evenly spread along the very top. Okay. I'm making not a pig's ear of this. It's actually not looking as bad as it might look. Okay. Bring this down. Put this into the top. Bring this across. Try and get it more in the top. Bring this across. Get it more in the top. And I'll keep doing motions like this to try and get it into the groove as much as I can. There we go. Okay, keep going this. Fucking hell. Okay, we make mistakes, we learn. This is how we learn. We make mistakes. A very small amount of wall for the amount that I have actually got to do. Okay. It's quite therapeutic, this. I'm trying to get it smooth. And that seems to be the difficult part, is getting it smooth. Okay. Da 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 dee, da 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 da, da da dee, da 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 da. Okay, as you can see, I have begun I've done a small portion and now I'm kind of regretting using this instant formula because I've gone through all of it and I've only completed that small amount at the very top. Let's see how we continue going. Okay, so far so good. Got a bit more than I thought, so let's keep going. I'm going to dip this in water now. Just give it a little bit of a mix in water because I'm not used to doing this. A bit in the back. Okay, let's go up the stairs. What can I say so far other than there is a lot of skill involved in this? My arm is killing me. I'm very quickly realising that you need a lot of patience. Just drop some on the carpet, and it's a lot like skiing. You have to think of it like powder, fresh powder that you need to go over and be very careful with. Your angles, very careful with how you move the trowel. Very difficult. Hey guys, I just kind of like had an epiphany. It just kind of happened, and I say epiphany, that's more of a thought, but I realised what I was doing wrong and it just kind of clicked, and now I've got a beautiful smooth area right here. So how am I achieving it? Well, dipping this into water regularly is part of the key, and secondly, starting from the outside away from the area that you're trying to cover up. So let's say you've missed a bit here. Instead of going onto that, getting some on, going there and going down, start outside of one big sweeping motion. Starting outside and one big sweeping motion, you end up with less holes and areas and problems. So this area now is smoother, unlike that area up there. And if I'd have known that from the beginning, I would have been so much better. But this is the part of trial and error of learning from scratch. So I'm going to show you a little bit. Also, should I say, it's a lot easier doing it from the lower section now because I don't need to use the ladders, which was very awkward. But let's get some onto my trowel and onto the unit. Here we go, like this. I'll try and demonstrate, hopefully I'll do a good job. Dip it in the water, in my bucket, get a good amount on like this, and now put it on, and now I start at the side and a long sweeping motion round. Put a bit more on that, start it here, and down, round, down, down. Starting here, put it on the wall, and then go across. Then go across. Should be dipping into water almost every other time. Wiping it back off onto here. I'm going to put it back onto the wall like that. I'm going to get a bit more water on it. And again, start off in here, like that. Sometimes I do that downward motion. As long as I start from the outside and work my way around, I generally get a much better coverage. So again, I plonk it on and I do that, all in one motion. And definitely not going to get enough to cover the whole wall, but hopefully. But see then, I could have started, after I put it on, I could have started from here, and instead I went to here and went round. That is definitely the key. Bring it on there, and not going to quite have enough to do the whole task, but hey. Now I'm going to see if I can clean up some of the job I've done at the top using the same technique. It might not work, but I will give it a quick go. I'll let you know the results. I've dipped it in. Let's move the ladders back. And I'm going to start outside and move along. Oh, straight away better. Outside and move around. Outside and move around. Needs more water. You can kind of feel when it needs more water as well. Kind of like the surface tension is more than it should be. So out and around, out and around, out and around. I'm now pulling it off, I think, at the top here because it's probably drying at this point. And I probably shouldn't be doing this, but still. Okay, completed, almost. There's probably about, how do I say it, quarter of a tub I need just for the bottom part. So obviously at the top it was a lot deeper than it was at the bottom. I managed to use 2 tubs and get through the whole of that. So £13 each, £26, not bad considering the time it's taken to save myself from mixing proper mix. And definitely the bottom half is smoother than the top half, as I said before. I managed to get nice sweeping motions on it, but just like I say, not enough to finish this. So I'm going to go back tomorrow and get a little bit more. Then I'm going to give it a light sand and we should be good to go, good to paint. But let's show you this close up. Okay, so I'm shining the light on the wall now to try and give you a bit more clear view of what I've done. Top half, like I say, a little bit messy, but with a bit of sanding it should be fine. Obviously that bit there needs fixing, I'll do that in a minute. But as we go down, we find that it's a lot smoother. I've even managed to get that, you know, that beautiful smooth sort of feeling that you get when you touch it. Oh, definitely don't do that when you're doing it. But that sort of smooth feeling. And I've got that in quite a few areas, so I'm quite impressed with myself. Obviously not there. So all in all, I am happy with what I've done. I could have done better, no question. But this is the area that just needs completing now. And we're very close to an area where we can start painting.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's morning here in Manchester, and this wall is now dry in theory. So what I'm going to do is go over it with a light sander. I do have my Ryobi electronic sander, which is amazing, by the way. Couldn't live without this thing, but it might be a little bit too much for this wall. However, I'm pretty pleased with the results. Few little areas where I could have done better, no question. And no question I could do another coat. There's some areas where there are a few indentations still in the wall. It's kind of not quite thick enough, especially up there. But I'm kind of thinking, is anyone going to notice that? And plus, I might put one big mural on here anyway, or do something to cover it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go with the flow, give it an emulsion, and then give it a final 2 coats of paint of grey, and we should be good to go. So before I review it, I'm going to sand it down, I'm going to paint it. Then, when it's done, I'm going to give you my final review of everything. So far, so good. I have to admit, it has done the job very well. It's made my learning process quite easy as well. I feel now more confident going towards doing proper plaster because I actually quite enjoyed the process. It's very therapeutic, the whole thing. It's like skiing, it's weird, but with your hand. And you kind of feel this beautiful smooth motion and collecting it all up. It's like being back at school, kind of playing with plasticine and things like that as well, but on a more adult level. You know, it's just fun. I don't think I would say that if I had to do a million walls every single day. But for the first time, first experiences, I highly recommend giving it a go. So, with that being said, I'll show you the finished results now.
Okay, so far so good. So I've started emulsioning it now. Got the last little bit to do. Seems to be sticking pretty darn well as well. So far so good. I'm touching wood at the same time as saying all that. Emulsion is sticking well to it. And so far so good.
Ta-da! Here we go. It's all finished and I am super happy, super stoked. Just look at that beautiful finish right there. It's gorgeous, looks great, probably needs a bit more of a wipe down, but apart from that, really happy with the result. It's taken the paint really well as well, so it is a good 8 out of 10 for me for this product. For the plaster, it just does what it says on the tin. 2 tubs did that whole wall, which is really cool. Maybe I could have done with a third one, but I just kind of skimped out a little bit on it. But overall, I've managed to fix it, which means so can you. Have a great day, and please do remember to subscribe, click the like and alert button, and share this video. That's what keeps this channel going. Have a fantastic day. Bye bye.